Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. In this video, let's talk about the two great saints in Assisi, Italy, Saint Francis and Saint Clare. The Basilica of Saint Francis of Assisi is the mother church of the Roman Catholic Order of Friars Minor Conventual in Assisi. It is a papal minor basilica and one of the most important places of Christian pilgrimage in Italy. The basilica, which was begun in 1228, is built into the side of a hill and comprises two churches, known as the Upper Church and the Lower Church, and a crypt where the remains of Saint Francis are interred. The interior of the Upper Church is an important early example of the Gothic style in Italy. The upper and lower churches are decorated with frescoes by numerous late medieval painters from the Roman and Tuscan schools. Saint Francis died October 3, 1226 in Assisi. Francis of Assisi was an Italian Catholic friar, deacon, philosopher, mystic, and preacher. He founded the men's order of Friars Minor, the women's order of Saint Clare, the third order of Saint Francis, and the custody of the Holy Land. His feast is October 4. Saint Francis abandoned a life of luxury for a life devoted to Christianity after reportedly hearing the voice of God, who commanded him to rebuild the Christian church and live in poverty. He is the patron saint of animals and the environment. He is also the patron saint of Italy. When Saint Francis sold the goods in order to repair the church, he acted against the values of his family and in total contradiction of his father's social position and labor. That's why his father put him in prison. The walls and the floor of the prison are made of stone, and it might suggest a sense of discomfort, loneliness, and fear due to the very limited or confined space present inside the prison. The Basilica of St. Mary of the Angels, or in Italian, Basilica di Santa Maria degli Angeli, is a papal minor basilica situated in the plain at the foot of the hill of Assisi, Italy. The basilica was constructed between year 1569 and 1679, enclosing the 9th century little church, the Porciuncula, the most sacred place for the Franciscans. It was here that the young Franceso of Assisi understood his vocation and renounced the world in order to live in poverty among the poor, and thus started the Franciscan movement. According to tradition, already attested at the end of the 13th century, one night, Saint Francis, feeling the temptation to abandon his way of life, rolled naked in the bramble thorns in an attempt to overcome doubt and temptation. In contact with his body, the bramble bushes turned into dog roses without thorns. Since then, the dog rose has been grown in the garden. From the Rose Garden, one enters the Rose Chapel. This was the cell where Saint Francis rested and spent the rest of the night in prayer and penance. Here, Saint Francis also met Saint Anthony of Padua. After his death, a chapel was built in the 13th century and enlarged in the 15th century by Saint Bernardine of Siena. Saint Clare is an Italian saint and one of the first followers of Saint Francis. She founded the Order of Poor Ladies, a monastic religious order for women in the Franciscan tradition. Following her death, the order she founded was renamed in her honor as the Order of Saint Clare, commonly referred today as the Poor Clares. Her feast day is on August 11. Every June 22, the Assisi celebrate the Feast of the Vow. This is the solemn civic and religious events to commemorate the liberation of the city from the Saracens following the miraculous intervention of Saint Clare. That was actually the Eucharistic miracle through Saint Clare of Assisi. In art, Clare is often shown carrying a monstrance or pyx in commemoration of the occasion when she warded away the invading soldiers of Frederick II at the gates of her convent by displaying the Blessed Sacrament and kneeling in prayer. Pope Pius XII designated Clare as the patron saint of television in 1958 on the basis that when she was too ill to attend Mass, she had reportedly been able to see and hear it on the wall of her room. There are traditions of bringing offerings of eggs to the Poor Clares for the intercessions for good weather, particularly for weddings. This tradition remains popular in the Philippines, particularly at the Real Monasterio de Santa Clara in Quezon City and in the town of Obando, Bulacan. San Damiano is a church with a monastery near Assisi, Italy, built in the 12th century. It was the first monastery of the Order of St. Clare, where St. Clare built her community. History of the San Damiano Church. San Damiano Cross is the cross before which St. Franceso of Assisi was praying when he is said to have received the commission from the Lord to rebuild the church. It now hangs in the Basilica of St. Clare with a replica in its original position in the Church of San Damiano. Franciscans cherish this cross as the symbol of their mission from God. St. Clare, follower and close friend of Francis, founded her Order of the Poor Clares here at San Damiano in 1212. She lived her most of her life and passed away in an upstairs room in August 11, 1253. Her body was transferred a few years later to the Basilica of Santa Chiara, constructed in her honor. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy, guys. Till next video. Ciao, ciao!